And we are live.
Sleep is coming for you. Yeah, that's right. Halloween episode.
Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
the NeuroNerds. Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
All right, NeuroNerds. So we have a very special guest today on the show. It's even a special day to have this special guest on. This is you've heard him before. Last time I was at, when I was at Coachella Valley for Coachella, and I almost lost my mind because strokies probably shouldn't go to Coachella a year out of having a stroke. Sleep Deez is here with us. And why is it so special, Sleep? I'll tell the people since you don't want to brag on yourself. Sleep just went gold. Yeah. If you guys don't know, Eric Bellinger's GOAT 2.0, that was done by my friend Sleep over here, and it just went independently gold.
Hey.
That's a really big deal, which means there wasn't any backing from like any major anything. This is just all ground floor grassroots, and it went gold.
It went gold.
Damn right. Wait, how do we feel about that?
It's killer.
It's killing the industry. So we're going to be talking about Halloween today because it's the month of Halloween. It's October. So October, we've had this thing over here where we've watched a scary movie every night this month for the most part. There's a couple nights where we didn't, but we actually went to like not Scary Far. What's the other one?
Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes,
Universal.
at Universal, and we had a good time. So that kind of counts, you know. Also, we have we're living in very strange times, so it's kind of like a horror story every day when we turn on the news. So
right.
we're going to talk about Halloween, the newest Halloween, because we're both really big fans of Halloween. The original Halloween was perfect in any and all ways. Jamie Lee Curtis is incredible. Then they did Halloween H2O, which was really good. There was several that were, in a word, subpar.
Yeah. I mean, they fill a void for the time, but...
They do. They do.
After you look back at them 10 years later, it's like, what the hell was Busta Rhymes doing roundhousing Michael Myers? That just should have never happened.
The mighty, infamous loudmouth.
Shout out to Busta, though. That's
right. I forgot Busta. By the way, if you have a rapper that's not LL Cool J in your movie, it's probably not a very good movie. Or Tupac. Rest in peace. So the new Halloween, it was amazing. Like, it was everything that I wanted it to be and more.
I dug it.
It was cool. What bugs me out about it is, was it written by Danny McBride?
Danny McBride and the director, I forgot his name, they wrote it. It was 3 people that wrote it.
Which is crazy. So Danny McBride is Danny McBride. He's an idiot, which is awesome. Like, and he wrote one of the, and it's not like crazy dark, but it's dark. It's like this crazy, terrifying horror movie done by one of the funniest men in the world.
Wait, do we do spoilers, or do we say spoiler alert here? Or
yeah, we'll do spoiler alert. So if you hadn't seen Halloween,
spoiler alert,
you absolutely should see Halloween.
Give them a little that theme song real quick.
Oh, this theme song?
Hey,
not too much. We don't want to pay for that, but we do have laughs too. That seriously makes me so happy. If anybody can guess whose laugh that is, you're my new best friend in the world. I'm not going to tell anybody. You have to hit me up and ask me. But that laugh is frightening, but it's amazing. Let me know who it is. So the movie itself, dope. It was creepy. It was the perfect sequel to the original Halloween.
Right.
And what is it? It's 40, 20, 30 years later?
40.
Jeez, 40 years old.
Wait,
man,
40,
I was
right? Yeah,
I was a year old when it
78.
came out.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe's old.
I didn't exist.
I should have. hey, I'm 41, but I'm very immature. So that balances me out a little bit.
The only thing about the new one that killed me, it was the twist. The twist with the doctor and the mask.
Oh, that was abrupt.
That threw me off. And then the backstory on like her teenage life, like the dance, like that never really came into fruition in the story, right? Or am I tripping?
I'm assuming it's going to be in the director's cut on the DVD.
Okay.
Wait, are they even doing DVDs anymore?
What's that?
On the download?
I'm a millennial, bro. What's a DVD?
Wait, don't make me bring Felice in here. She'll yell at you and call you a centennial.
Oh yeah.
So it was dope. It was creepy. Michael Myers. I was gonna say Mike Myers, but that's a whole different movie. He was awesome. He's creepy. He's unstoppable. Like he's a juggernaut.
I have one thing that I actually did really love about the movie, and no black people died in this movie.
Oh, dude, that kid was. Is it the kid?
No, I mean, there were like multiple scenes where I was like, oh man, here we go with the stereotypical the black person's gonna die first. No, all the black people survived a horror movie, and I feel like that we're not very curious when it comes to danger.
No. Actually, I've hung out with I guess minorities my entire life. Black, Hispanic. Every single time something scary pops up, most of the time they run in the opposite direction. It's not that like that morbid curiosity where it's like, oh, I wonder what that scream from that dark alley was.
Have you ever seen the YouTube video where there's a guy, he just starts running and everybody starts running with him?
No, but that makes so much sense.
That's pretty much protocol.
That happened to me in junior high school where I was hanging out. I had like the Get Along gang where we were just all different. We would be like the worst gang ever. We had like 2 Filipino cats. It was like a Korean guy. It was like a Mexican cat, El Salvadorian, 1 brother, 3 white guys, and me. So there was somebody just running as fast as they could. Guess who didn't run? The 3 white dudes. Everybody else just took off running and they just looked forward. What are you guys doing? I was like, I don't know, but I don't want to wait and find out.
Yeah, you just got to run and you figure it out on the way where you're running to.
Also, you know what's really funny? Have you ever seen David Blaine, the street magician?
Yeah.
Like he would do stuff and every single black person that's ever been on his street magician show see what happens and then they turn around and they run away. Like he's practicing witchcraft, which I think is hilarious.
We are trained to survive any horror movie. So when we all die in them early on, like in the 80s, it just didn't really make much sense to me.
So there's a little kid in the movie who was brilliant. He was like the coolest little kid. He was like,
I'm out of here. No, you go check.
There was like the babysitter chick who was awesome. And then there was like her boyfriend and she was like, oh, there's a noise upstairs. He's like, no, let him go. He was awesome. He like, if there was a zombie apocalypse, I'm hanging out with that kid for sure.
Yeah, he was on it.
So October is the month for scary movies. It's a month for scary everything. So we're watching a scary movie every single night this month. For the most part, and the nights that we don't watch scary movies, we're at like Halloween Horror Nights and just living the scary life as we do every single day.
And we're constantly ducking the Roomba.
Oh my God. Just wait till next year when the Roomba horror movie is out. Would it be a thriller or would it be a horror?
Psychological thriller and horror.
Yeah, it's going to end up somehow, some way, it's going to end up gory. It's going to be like gore porn. So we kicked off the month with Train to Busan. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of that. Seriously, one of the dopest movies I've ever seen, period.
Yeah. Train to Busan's classic. Great
action. It has, it's great acting, even though it was in a different language. It's a Korean film. I think it's on Netflix. Bottom line, it was amazing. It's made it on the list for future viewings every single October. Hopefully before then too. It was kind of like World War Z. I think World War Z took a lot of what they did in that movie from Train to Busan.
I think World War Z came out first.
Did it really?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Train to Busan is not that old. I was actually in Korea working on music. And I fell asleep at the hotel, woke up jet lag, middle of the night, turned on the TV, and I'm like, everything's in Korean. I have no idea what they're saying. So I need Lauren to translate. So I turned this movie on. I see a zombie movie. So naturally, I'm like, okay, I don't need much context for it. But it ended up being a great movie. I watched that movie, no subtitles, the last 45 minutes. And I was like, edge of my seat. I was like, yo, this movie is awesome. I had no idea what it was. I typed in Asian zombie movie and it came up in Google. And I was like, I have to see this whole movie one day.
And we did. And thank goodness for it. Because, like I've seen a lot of horror movies and I like to be scared. I don't know if it's an adrenaline thing. I'm just a big fan of horror movies. I play horror video games. Like Silent Hill is like my favorite video game ever. The original ones, not like the shitty ones. Also, Silent Hill made a really shitty movie. I was really excited about it. And I was nothing but disappointed afterwards. So I haven't seen anything new and exciting Train to Busan blew my mind. It was so good. And then that one scene, well, the whole thing takes place in a train. It's kind of like Snowpiercer meets World War Z.
Meets a video game.
Meets a video game. When like all the zombies are coming towards and he wrapped his wrist and dude's like, let's go.
That dude, that's my spirit animal right there.
When you guys watch that movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It might be the most badass moment in cinema history.
Where do you rank this one at all-time zombie movies? Because I got it. It's right up there at the top.
It's top tier for sure. So I was thinking about it. For me, 28 Days Later is perfect. Not Weeks. That's hot garbage. 28 Days Later is perfect. And World War Z is one of my favorite action zombie movies. And then there's Dawn of the Dead. The original is dope. And the new one is just a really, really solid story. Night of the Living Dead, the original is perfect.
The ending got me.
The ending was so good. I love that.
The ending was so disappointing.
I love the bleak ending where it's like, oh yeah, all of that was for nothing. I don't know why. I'm twisted.
Spoiler alert.
Dude, if you haven't seen Night of the Living Dead, there's no spoiler alert. Go see that. And even if you don't like horror movies, you should go see that movie because it's just a solid movie. And so, all right, so my significant other is a big sissy. Since I've known her, I've been trying to get her to watch these horror movies and she's refused. And when I say refused, like she's gotten mad at me for even asking her to watch one of these movies. So she was like, I will absolutely never, ever, ever watch Friday the 13th. I don't like gore. I will never, ever, ever watch. Never watch Freddy because I don't like that gore. I will never watch Chuckie. Ever because it's too creepy. Honestly, I get the Chuckie one because even today he still kind of creeps me out a little bit. So finally we broke her down and she was like, all right, I'll watch it. And just nervous and scared like a big sissy. And then she watched it. And I've been telling her this for years. They're not that scary. They're not. They're more campy than scary.
Right.
Oh, I don't like gore. I don't like when they're just like ripping the flesh. And I'm like, it's not that. So then after the movie, without missing a beat, oh, that wasn't scary at all.
Oh,
I don't know why I've been afraid of this. I was like, if somebody would have just told you.
Her and her special set of rules. There's not even any blood. That was one of the things I told her when we watched Halloween last year. I said, there's no blood in Halloween on any of the kills. And you're saying you're afraid of gore.
It's not even like quick cuts. Michael Myers might be slower than Jason. Like the dude just struts. He just walks really, really slowly. And somehow he magically ends up right behind you.
That's why Michael Myers is my all-time favorite when it comes to the villains in horror movies, because there's no rhyme to the reason.
No.
He's just kind of just. They tried to explain it in like part 4, part 5, where they had the curse. And,
I'm happy that those things aren't canon anymore.
They don't exist in that universe anymore. But he's definitely my favorite. Jason, I like his style, but he would do stuff sometimes. Like, remember, Jason ended up with a bow and arrow. It's like, okay, I get it. You guys were at camp and you drowned, so you tell me you drowned, but you were excellent at archery. I just
like underneath his hockey mask, there's the archery the archery patch. he got a little badge.
He definitely has the archery badge.
So I don't love Jason because he killed Kevin Bacon.
Oh,
remember that?
Kevin Bacon.
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Wait, is he the one that he cut in half?
No,
when he was doing a handstand?
No, Kevin Bacon, he killed him in the bed, I think.
Oh, through the throat underneath.
Yeah. Through the bed. Yeah.
So I get that confused with Freddy when Freddy killed Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that was a pretty brutal. I think that's the only horror movie that's ever scared me, like outside of watching it.
The original Friday the 13th?
No, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Like that one, I remember I would have to go dump the trash and they had a long alley. You know, when he walked down the alley and he stretched his arms out, and
it just made that creepy scream. Oh, that scratchy noise.
So when I would go take out the trash, I just knew I would hear this song while I'm taking out the trash, and I would throw it from about 20 feet away. Just toss the bag. I was playing cornhole with the trash can. I would toss the bag, and I would run back to the house because I was like 7, 8 years old. My mom sending me down a dark alley to dump the trash.
Well, the true story about that, he was 17, 18. To be honest, that was probably like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So that movie was amazing. There's only like 2 parts that really got me. Is like when he lifted his shirt, like he cut his side. And then like when he cut off his own fingers and like that green blood shot out.
Yeah.
Like
gross.
that's not really
It's still gross to this day.
It's not really gore. It's just gross.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like, oh my God. And also Freddy is funny.
He's hilarious.
He's like, ha 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 ha. You know how no matter what you're doing, you have more fun if somebody's enjoying what they're doing.
Right.
He just really enjoys what he does. He just happens to murder people, but he enjoys every moment of it.
I wanted to enjoy Freddy Krueger, but later in life, when I started realizing that the parents, they killed him because he was a pedophile, right?
Right.
So I started having a lot of mixed feelings about Freddy, man. I don't know if I can support like pedophiles. I already got rid of all my R. Kelly albums.
Oh man, but he's R. Kelly. Have you heard Fly? So what was the most disappointing, I think, horror movie ever for me was Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
It should have been perfect.
Right.
Just like Batman versus Superman. I don't know which one was more disappointing. All right, Batman versus Superman for sure.
Yeah, because Ben Affleck is just a disappointment.
Oh, hello, darkness, my old friend. Remember Sad Affleck?
Sad Affleck.
One of my favorite memes ever.
He's a good director, though. I just don't really love him on camera. I did like The Accountant.
So The Accountant, I still haven't seen The Accountant. Hers is dope. I loved The Town was
fire.
Incredible.
Yeah. Town was fire. And I'm gonna mess up this name because of the other TV show. Argo or Fargo?
Argo. Yeah. Argo. Yeah. So if he directs himself, flames. If he doesn't, goes down in flames. So, all right. So probably my highlight, obviously, Train to Busan was incredible.
Right.
Aside of that, we just finished it the other day. The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. One of the best cinematic masterpieces. Is that saying too much? Is that like just praising it too much?
The cinematography was amazing, and I guess we won't spoil that one too much because it takes a little time to get through a Netflix series.
Yeah, it's not 15 years old like everything else, so there won't be any spoilers. But I will say this: everything about it was awesome. The writing, the dialogue, the acting, the scares. It isn't really jump scares. It's not like those cheap. You turn around and things right there in front of you.
I mean, they had some of those, but they were well placed and well timed.
Oh
matter of fact.
Oh my God. I think Felice just lost like 4 years of her life because she got scared so badly in one scene.
She gave us both a stiff arm. And there was another time where she poured wine in my lap.
That's right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring up the Walking Dead Felice wine incident. I don't know if I told you about that.
You have. I need to see what she jumped
so, Felice was watching The Walking Dead, and it was one of those jump scares where they're like looking for stuff, and there's a window, and the dude walks up to the window, and a zombie slaps its hand on the window. She got so scared, she basically threw a glass of wine in her own face.
Oh my gosh.
And she was just drenched in wine. So obviously I did what any good significant other would do. Grabbed my phone and took pictures. It was one of the greatest moments ever. I saw it and then I just laughed out loud.
So I'm glad it's not just me. But House on Haunted Hill, The Haunting of Hill House.
Hey, yeah.
The Haunting of Hill House. Great. Every shot mattered. That's what was dope about it. Every shot mattered. There's so much stuff in the background with just small details, and I love that.
So there was a video that I just saw yesterday or the night before where basically every single episode there's at least 5 ghosts chilling in the background. They don't make it a point to tell you like, oh, like this ghost is here and that's doing that, and it's just aesthetics. So randomly you'll just be like walking, and for me, I knew the entire series, every episode just felt so creepy, almost like I was being watched. Subliminally, I was. So that like it just randomly behind a bookshelf, just like you'll see a ghost kind of hanging out the side, just creepily looking. It's just amazing. They're not even pointing out like, oh yeah, that ghost is going to get them. Has nothing to do with anything. It's the aura of frights everywhere.
Right.
So that was good. We also stumbled upon a couple gems. The Ritual.
Which one was The Ritual?
That's the one with that like
the tree
monster, the tree monster thing with the hands and the. So that was really creepy.
It was solid.
It was really good. It's made it into the rotation every year. I'll be watching that one. And then the Above and Under. I don't know how to say it. I keep on messing it up.
As Above, So Below.
That was awesome. That was really, really good. Like it's just as good as Train to Busan in a completely different way. To me, it was Laura Croft. It was Tomb Raider come to life.
Yeah, you had that, and it had a little bit of Da Vinci Code to it.
Absolutely.
You know,
it was significantly better than Da Vinci Code.
Tom Hanks can do no wrong, bro. I mean,
have you seen Cloud Atlas?
he's made a couple dad mistakes, but come on. Tom Hanks, you know, when Mr. Rogers comes out next year, you forget all about any of that.
I saw the picture, blown away. I can't wait for that. But as above, wait, how do you say it?
As above, so below.
As above, so below was so good. I do want to punch that woman in the face, though. I don't advocate violence in women at all. She was so annoying. She basically murdered everyone. She put everyone in a position where they were going to die or they had a possibility of dying. Not once was she looking out for anyone other than herself. And these were like her homies.
Yeah, everyone was disposable.
There was this one dude and he was just like, not again. You could tell like he just had like a huge heart on for her. Like for sure. He like, I will do anything for you. But he even had like his boundaries and he's like, I'm putting up my boundaries. And she was like, to hell with your boundaries. Let's go.
She was very, very spoiled.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, she was. But it was a dope ass movie. Everything about that was really, really good. And then we just got through last night watching Child's Play 3. Well, kind of.
We watched about half of it before Felice was knocked out. And she finished it today. And
she did during the day, which is when she probably prefers to watch horror movies.
I love the Chuckie trilogy, the first three.
Yeah,
I like it. Like it. I thought it would look real dated watching it, but even like the effects from the very first one, showing Chuckie walking, it was still creepy and it still looked good. It didn't look like, oh, this is super cheesy.
Right. Every once in a while, you can tell when they just put a Chuckie outfit on a kid and made him run. Wait, that's not the one. Is this one?
Make them laugh together.
Oh, yeah. So what's crazy about, all right, so Chuckie himself, the voice of Chuckie, is Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings. That's right, nerds. If you didn't know, wait, I think Lauren, you may or may not know that since you're like
Spoiler alert.
Queen Lord of the Rings nerd. This guy is Wormtongue. Wormtongue is the dude when the king is like, and he has like that creepy guy like whispering in his ear saying, "Oh, so yeah, he was taken over by Saruman." Yeah, I just got really nerdy. Lauren's not here. I got to take over her crown. But yeah, that's him. That's him. And this, I still need you guys to let me know who that is. Not going to tell you.
Put it in the comments.
It's amazing. So that was good. I don't know what we're going to watch like next, but we haven't even done the classics. So to me personally, I don't know what you find to be the scariest horror movie ever. For me, it's The Exorcist.
The Exorcist?
Because The Exorcist, I saw it when I was like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
My 2 older sisters were babysitting me. And
that's messed up.
Yes, it is. Hey, maybe that
that's
might
why
have been
you're like this.
that might have been reason one why I had a stroke.
Oh, man.
So I remember it was horrible because I was ruined forever, but it was also just, it made me feel so good to see my sisters get so punished so quickly when my mom got home. Like she went through the roof. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was just, this is how scary it was for a 3-4-year-old. I really believe that Linda Carter, the Exorcist, I really believe she was in the bed with me.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not even kidding, about a year, maybe 2 years.
With or without the cross? No, never mind.
Oh my God. My God. Oh, that's a whole different dream.
That's terrible.
So I would sleep facing the wall and I would get in my own head. I had like the sleep yips. I wouldn't turn around because in my head, she was in the bed with me.
Oh my God.
That's
why you shouldn't let a 3 or 4-year-old watch Exorcist.
No, not at all. But I am really happy that my sisters got punished. That made me feel really, really good.
I think one of the religious horror, it kind of, some of those, like I don't go too deep into that. Just like I don't go too deep with the gore or like that Human Centipede movie that should never exist.
Oh God.
Oh, it's so
disturbed
bad.
on how turned on I am. Oh wait, no.
But definitely one of the best movies I've seen horror wise that actually was like, oh, that was scary, was The Conjuring. I was living in New Zealand when I saw it. We had the whole theater to ourselves. And we went back to a big house, and I remember I was doing the knock from the movie on everyone's door all through the night.
Oh, if you guys didn't know, Sleep's a dick. So The Conjuring is one of my top 10 favorite movies ever. The Conjuring 2 was good. Obviously, you can't. It almost captured the original. But the original is just a 10 plus.
It's hard to have a sequel better than the original when the original one was good.
It is. I really enjoyed Insidious. Insidious was solid. The entire series.
I like that universe. I liked Annabelle too.
Annabelle was cool. I thought Annabelle was just going to be gory. Well, Felice was afraid it was going to be gory. It wasn't. It was just solid.
Annabelle was good.
Oh, and I can't wait for La Llorona, the weeping woman.
Shouts out to we can't say that.
Yeah, we can't say it yet, but we will say it soon.
Yeah, we can't say
we are big fans of La Llorona herself, the weeping woman. Oh, do we know who she is in real life? Maybe. I can't say.
Quite possibly.
So I'm really excited about that because that's kind of in it's produced by James Wan, so it should be in the same Annabelle Conjuring universe, which is great. And I saw the trailer, very creepy.
I don't know much about the story. All my Hispanic and Latin friends, they all know about this. You should tell the people about what La Llorona is.
So La Llorona is the weeping woman. So if I'm not mistaken, they killed her kids or her kids died. So then she goes and she like murders your kids.
Oh, wow.
It's really dark. So,
but your parents would tell you if you don't hurry up and go to bed, the weeping woman is going to come take you away, right?
Yes. So, and I believe it's from Spain. So Spanish. So what's funny is every culture has their own boogeyman, right? Caucasians have the boogeyman. Puerto Ricans, we have the cuco, which is basically Puerto Rican boogeyman.
You want to know who black people have?
What do you have?
The police. See, my mom would say, if you don't do that, the police gonna get you. And
hey, yeah. Young Sleep, get to bed. If you don't get to bed, Popo's at the door.
And after seeing that Rodney King video, got straight A's.
Hey, there is nothing more frightening than the real life. So it was I think the Cucuy is Mexican boogeyman, and then La Llorona, and then there's what else is there? They're all the same. Like parents, you guys are horrible. How are you scaring us with like the most horrific things? Basically, if you don't do your homework, you're going to be murdered by a ghost.
Just whoop me.
Like I don't understand how that's a good thing. I'll do my homework. Just please keep Freddie out of my room.
Oh.
I won't talk back. Just keep Jason out of the house, please. Oh my gosh. So I'm fighting a bit of a sore throat because I had sleep apnea surgery. I have moderate to severe sleep apnea.
Not related.
Not related at all. This unless maybe Freddie when I was on. I didn't even go under. So it's
not related to me at all.
No. yeah. Sleep didn't give you apnea. So that little punching bag you have in the back of your throat, that's your uvula. They shaved that down with a laser. So I had that 2 days ago and my throat is very sore. So if I sound weird, I don't think I sound weird. I think I sound pretty normal, but talking doesn't really feel good. But I'm doing this because October is a horror month and I deserve the pain. No, that's just did I ever tell you I met Linda Carter?
No.
Not Linda Carter. That's Wonder Woman. Linda Blair.
Linda Blair.
She's the chick from The Exorcist.
From The Exorcist.
Yeah. So like, I
tell her how frightened you were.
I have a picture with her. I was so scared. A friend of mine worked at Warner Brothers lot, and I used to go to like all the premieres and stuff. And they re-released The Exorcist. And then at the after party, I was shoving alcohol in my face because it's just what you do. Mm-hmm. And I gained enough alcohol bravery to go say hi. And I went over and I said, hi. I was like, I just wanted to say, I am so afraid as a grown man of you right here and now. And she just gave me a big smile. She took a picture with me. She gave me a hug. She was awesome.
It'd have been so bad if you would have tapped her on her shoulder and she was turned around and her head just spun around.
Oh my God. She did vomit pea soup in my face. So, I mean, I thought that was weird.
Hello, Joseph.
So definitely The Exorcist, and obviously religious horror messes me up. I'm a recovering Catholic. So Stigmata was awesome. My favorite part of Stigmata is when she turns around, she goes, "Y me enseñaron non importante." And then
that happened to me in West Hollywood.
With what?
Someone
Stigmata?
turned around and said the exact same thing. It was a woman with the same voice.
Stop.
I ran. No, I'm joking.
Oh, I was like, wait. I was so nervous right now. I don't know why. I just wanted to get up and lock the doors. So there's also shitty horror movies. We saw a shitty horror movie. So we just moved into a crib, and I haven't lived in a house since I was like, I don't know, 7. So I've always been in apartments. This crib is secluded. There's not like a lot going on. It's really quiet. There's like a backyard and a side of a mountain. It's silent, quiet. There's no noise at all. So we watched this movie, Hush. I don't even know what Hush is. It's terrible. So I was kind of laughing my way through it. And it's about this deaf chick who lives out in the forest, very secluded. And then there's just like this creepy dude who like torments her and tries to murder her. And I was like, ha ha ha. So like she opens the glass door and he's just in the back. And he's like, it's just really creepy. And I just laughed. I was like, oh, that's not a big deal. Until I got up and we watched it like 2, 3 in the morning, whatever it was. And I went to the kitchen and I turned on the light and I kind of looked outside and I was like, oh my God, that could absolutely happen.
You are living in Hush.
If somebody was standing out there, maybe 6 feet away from the door, I wouldn't be able to see them because it's pitch black out there. There's no noise. It's like, oh, so I got really nervous. I'm not a sissy or anything. I'm a grown man, but I'm realistic.
Right.
So yeah, so Hush is terrible, but if you actually live in a secluded home, it might be a little scarier than you think.
Same girl from Hush was in The Haunting of Hill House also.
Which one?
The girl who was deaf, she's the one who wore the gloves on Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, I hated her at the beginning of Haunted of Hill House. Like she really bothered me, but then like she grew into her character and she became like less annoying.
Yeah, the first couple of episodes, she was real like Cinemax After Dark. Once you get past that, yeah, she's pretty dope.
Once she hits this point, she tells the girl, "You can touch me." But it was good. Like once they set up the characters, because obviously they have to set up like the character development. It's not like a 2-hour movie where it's like ninja quick. It's a slow burns. But once you figure out who these characters are, you kind of fall in love with them. They're like your homies.
Yeah. And
it was also weird seeing Elliot from E.T.
Oh yeah.
Like he's a grown man. They're
dead,
strange.
Right?
He also looked like he kind of had a stroke because like half of his face didn't really move when he talked. He didn't have a stroke. I'm just saying. It looked weird.
Are we laughing at that?
All right. So talk about like gore porn. We watch House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh my god!
Which I'll take full blame for that.
So bad. I don't. He didn't force it on us.
I basically forced it on you.
He forced it on us. If you can't tell, I just set up Joe with his own personal sound effects, and they will be growing from week to week. So there's going to be a lot of that moving forward.
I am so excited about this. Like I'm trying to be reserved, and I'm not trying to press him every like 3-4 minutes, but I want to press him every 3-4 seconds. I'm just being honest, especially this one. Somebody has to know what that is. I'll give a hint. Slowly, I'll give hints. So the hint is he's not an actor. He's a professional athlete. It's the biggest hint I can give. I might give another subtle little hint, but this is a professional athlete. Yes, he's a human being, I think. Might be a robot. I'm not 100% sure. But so you had to watch House of a Thousand Corpses.
I did not have to watch that.
Okay, Felice had to watch it. Well, no, she didn't really need to watch it either. So I'm a big fan of The Devil's Rejects, which was it was better than House of a Thousand Corpses.
Significantly better than the first movie.
The first movie
had no
bad.
choice but to be better than that movie. It was only up from there.
But you had to know the characters. Like you had to know Captain Spaulding,
It's just one of those movies where it's from bad to worse to worse to worse. I just can't see myself in that predicament. Like I just can't.
No, I'm good. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, here's this really creepy, disturbing place. Let me walk towards it. No,
Right,
man.
right.
No, you
But
walk
then
away.
In The Devil's Rejects, the cop I get it, like they killed his brother, but it was like, at what point do you not just get this done with? Like he just kept on, and then all of a sudden one of the guys was still alive, and then they're in a convertible in the mountains. I was like, I didn't even know there were mountains in Texas. All of a sudden they're in the mountains.
By sheer will.
I'm just like, oh man. And then they go out in a blaze of glory. Like
They totally Thelma and Louise, that ending. I'm surprised they didn't all hold hands.
That's what happens when you like are writing the movie as you're filming it.
Yeah,
That
like the
movie
Matrix
wasn't
2
all
and
the way
3.
done. Yeah. Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. I love the character Captain Spaulding. I'm a big fan. I know it's terrible.
It's so bad.
I know it is really bad, but I wholeheartedly enjoyed the heck out of that.
What's the worst scary movie that I like that I know is bad?
But
that I
you
still
just know.
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun's great. Leprechaun's great.
Leprechaun. You got Jennifer Aniston in the original one.
Yeah, pre nose job.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then they even had like, I don't know, Leprechaun 7 where he
No,
goes
man.
to the hood.
Leprechaun in the hood.
Leprechaun in the hood. That's what that was. I think that was the title. Leprechaun in the hood.
Dude, you basically Leprechaun is Freddy Krueger because he enjoys what he does. He's like ha 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 ha. He just murders people. It's like good fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of classics that we haven't seen like this month though, like Poltergeist. One of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
That's the other one. And Nightmare on Elm Street and Poltergeist both scared me when I was a kid.
Poltergeist was crazy because he's like, you moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies. Love that movie.
That movie's great. Even at when we went to Universal Horror Nights when they had the Poltergeist room set up. I thought that was really
great.
dope.
I love how they had the moving meat.
Yeah.
That movie still messes up. Oh, and the dude that like ripped his face off.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I forgot how great that movie was.
Poltergeist was actually when I was a kid, we lived on an Indian burial ground. So it was a little
stop.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Did they move the bodies and the headstones or just the headstones?
I don't know, man. It was some weird things going on, but I also have sleep paralysis, so I don't remember what was real and what was sleep paralysis.
Oh man,
if
you watch The Haunting of Hill House, you'll understand sleep paralysis. It's no bueno.
Yeah. I've had it since I was maybe 5 years old.
That's
that I can remember.
That's crazy.
And it's real confusing because things happen when you have sleep paralysis and you don't really know what's happening when it's happening. So my memory of it, I'm like, did that actually happen? Like I had a dream once that I was choking on a piece of ice and my mom and my grandma were gone because they were going to go take the bottles to recycling.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a bunch of clowns just laughing at me while I'm choking on the ice. Just laughing at me while I'm choking on the ice. Bizarre. And I remember saying to my mom later, like, yeah, I choked one time when you and Granny left to go to the recycling. And my mom was like, we never left you home by yourself at 5 years old. And in my mind, it happened, but I think it was a sleep paralysis incident, or my mom just doesn't love me.
Hey, I'll say this: knowing you could have been home alone at 5 years old for sure. You would have taken care of everything. You'd have vacuumed the crib. You probably would have set up barriers. It would have been like Home Alone, but like for real.
Yeah.
No, that's great. So, do you believe in ghosts?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like bad ghosts or like spirits?
I believe in like the spiritual energy of things happening. Like I don't believe so much that people, especially good people, just get trapped somewhere and they can't like find their way. But I definitely believe in like the energy of it all. And when I think everything works off vibrations and stuff like that. Right. The string theory and all that. So when I look at it, I definitely think that there's places where you have good spirits and bad spirits like in there. I don't know if it's so much human form or if it's like this house is super peaceful.
Oh,
and then when we get the story of the house, we learn that it's been one couple that's lived here 50 years and so forth and so forth. You kind of like, it feels like that. I've also walked into places where I'm like, I got to get the hell out of here. I don't want to be in here.
Yeah, we didn't have to have the little lady from Poltergeist come in and go, this house is clear.
Just have my hippie friend hit us with some sage and we're all good.
Yeah.
Have my mom bless the house with olive oil.
Wait, do you really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Olive oil was a thing. I know the sage thing. That's like,
yeah, she'll do a cross on the door.
Oh, that's awesome.
Say a prayer. She did it when she was here.
Oh man, she didn't do it with goat blood?
No.
Wait, wasn't that from the Bible?
Goat 2.0 on iTunes.
Oh, guess I'm gonna call her back. Oh yeah. Oh wait, didn't that just go gold?
It just went gold.
Man, whoever made that track is dope as heck.
Hey.
That's right, coming for that gold. So there was actually a spirit that kind of followed my family around. I know it sounds weird. Yeah. So it was like thank goodness I never ran into it because I'm a big, strong man. I'm kind of a pussy sometimes. So like apparently my mom would like, she would wake up and she would feel like something in the room and she would see the outline. It's basically like you're standing right there, but it's just all black, like a shadow. And then but she never felt uncomfortable. Then one of my sisters, she saw the same thing and she said she couldn't move and she just started crying. My other sister was pregnant at the time and she said the same thing. She woke up and she saw like the outline of like a person. Even creepier, the entity like put its hand on her stomach and she said she felt it like a person put their hand on her stomach. And she said she was screaming for my mom and there was no noise, but she didn't feel like it was trying to hurt her. It was almost like a protection thing. So my mom thinks it's my uncle.
Oh, wow.
That was like really close with my older sister when she was younger before he passed. And then even if it's like a Casper friendly ghost, don't say hi. I'm going to lose I already had a stroke once. I don't want to die. So just like, we're cool from a distance. My mom, we were going through like some crazy stuff in New York and she was at that point where it's like, I can't do this anymore. I have to get like, I can't do this, like at the point of giving up. And we were living, all of us, in the basement of like this house with like another Jamaican family. It was like the worst times in the world. And it was weird because I went to school with this one kid and like he lived in the same house. Like we would go in through the front door and he would go up the stairs and it was like all bright and nice. And then I would go down. It was all dark and dreary and it was just messed up. So we were going down the stairs one day and my mom was just like, she was just so sad. She was literally at that point and she stopped and she just put her hand on me and she just started bawling, crying.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, do you smell that? And I was like, yeah, it was a vanilla pipe. I think it was her uncle or something like that, who was like, she was really, really close with when she was young. And he always said that I'll always be with you. She smelled his pipe. Nobody was down there. Nobody smoked pipes, but there was this scent of vanilla pipe in the basement that nobody was in.
That's crazy.
And so she smelled that and it was kind of like a sign like, hey, just keep pushing. You can't give up. I'm here. You're good. Which I thought was cool.
I definitely believe in that. When I was when I went to the funeral home to sign the papers for my dad's funeral, it felt like the place was empty, but it felt like it was packed, like I was in a nightclub. Like there was like I couldn't breathe, like it was real stuffy.
Wow.
And it was a funeral home over in South Central on Crenshaw. And when I went and sat down, I was real sad. And the lady came over and was like, like take a minute before you finish signing the papers. And I'm sitting down in the chair and I see a penny on the ground and it looked kind of new. I picked it up and the year on the penny was 1965. And I've always had a thing where I look at the year on pennies just forever.
Right.
And this penny looked new and it said 1965. That was the year that my dad was born.
That's cool.
And so I held on to this penny the entire day, like my whole drive back home. And I kept looking at it because I'm like, where did this penny come from? Because it doesn't look old. It doesn't look scuffed up.
Right.
And it says 1965. So I go home. I put it on top of my speaker. Actually, that speaker right there. Put it on that speaker in my room. Think I took a shower, went to sleep, was doing something. I think I went out that night. The next day, I went to go grab the penny again because I'm just like tripping out about this penny and the penny was nowhere to be found. So I don't know if I lost it somewhere, but I remember putting it on the speaker and I never saw the penny again. But I felt like it was just like some kind of sign or, that everything was going to be okay.
Dude, absolutely. That's beautiful. See, those are like those paranormal activities. Speaking of terrible movies, those are those paranormal like moments that are like beautiful. Like there's something special and something else out there. But that would also scare the shit out of me. I'm not even kidding.
I never felt afraid. And it just felt like
maybe
you're gonna be okay.
I just grew up with so much fear. I think I had so much fear like pumped into me. Like again, recovering Catholic, that messes with me. But that's beautiful. I think that's incredible.
I want to hear if anybody else that's listening to this has had any kind of like interactions with a loved one or something of that sort.
Any paranormal? Well, hopefully it's a good one. It isn't like, so,
my mom came back from the grave and whooped my ass again.
She told me not to get an earring. I got one. She hit me with a spoon.
Yeah. But I think that that might be one of my other guilty pleasure. And I think I'm going to make you watch one before.
Which one?
Paranormal Activity. I actually like the movies. I'm not even going to lie.
All right. My biggest issue is a very Caucasian scary movie issue. It's not like a white chick falling down. I think there's 2 of them where they would hear a noise, it's pitch black, and the dude's like, hello? Is there someone there? And the dude goes crazy looking for his camera as opposed to just switching on a light.
Yeah.
So he goes around.
That's the OG one, right?
Yeah.
The original one.
So he turns the light on instead of flipping on a light that I could clearly see in the frame.
Yeah.
So that it removes me. Now, if you would have flipped the light and it didn't turn on, all right, cool. Go get your camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's those movies are hot garbage. I had a really, really bad year. And it was New Year's. My sister made me watch one of the Paranormal Activities. It was the worst movie I'd ever seen. And it was just the perfect end to a perfectly terrible year.
I think the second one, if I'm not mistaken, takes place in like the late 80s, early 90s. It was right when the Bay Area, the big earthquake happened.
Oh, the baseball earthquake.
So it's not a lot of technology in the movie. And so that's what made it actually good and kind of scary, because he would sit his fan. I mean, he sat his camera on a fan. So he took an oscillating fan and put the camera on there so it can film the room. And that set up some really dope, suspenseful, like horror scenes.
See, I appreciate that. For the most part, water trash. I was so mad at that. Even with oh man, at the time, like the marketing was amazing for it, the Blair Witch Project.
Right.
Where like people were freaking out because I guess they hired people. People were like leaving little piles of rocks with like wooden crosses everywhere, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And then if you watch a movie and you don't swallow your tongue, it's not a bad movie. And the ending was really, really cool. I was like, oh, it's bleak. I'm in. Anything that ends where like there's no hope for some reason, I think that's amazing.
It depends on the circumstances. Like if you're out in the woods and you're looking for it, then I kind of like, yeah, you kind of got what you deserve.
Right. You're looking for you're poking the lion.
But if you're just chilling and this happens to you, I feel bad for you. Like House of a Thousand Corpses. Oh no, they were kind of
they were for sure looking for Dr. Satan.
Yeah.
But you know how I feel bad for? And it was a dope movie and it ended bleak as heck. Wait, damn it, The Crazies.
Oh yeah,
that movie was dope.
Yeah,
that is one of my top 5 favorite horror movies.
The homie from Santa Clarita died, right?
Yeah. I love that dude.
What's his name?
Timothy Oliphant. I'm a big fan of that guy because he showed up on the Tonight Show and he was in sandals. I just love that dude. Everything about him is amazing. So it's been an amazing month for horror because it always is. I just want to give a special shout out to my friend, my man, Mr. Sleep Deez.
Hey, thanks for having me, bro.
So seriously, it's a pleasure to do this because I mean you're one of my favorite people in the world. I super mess with you, but I'm super proud of you, man.
I appreciate it.
Like it's such a big deal. Like sleep. If you guys don't know, look up
Sleep Deez.
Yeah, look up Sleep Deez. DEEZ.
SLEEP space DEEZ.
Yeah, so you can take a look at who he's worked with, which is everyone. So the fact that like this just went gold is a really, really big deal again because it's all independent. Like this is just the people. You know how like there's like the Independent People's Awards.
Right.
This is what this is. This isn't. There's no giant marketing just pumping money and radio plays and doing payola. It's not. This is like the people are really enjoying this song and the people made this a huge success. And I'm super proud of you.
Thank you, man.
And it couldn't go to like a cooler dude. And I've never met Eric Bellinger, but he seems like a super cool dude.
Yeah, he's dope. He'll be over one day this week.
Dopeness.
Have a celebratory drink.
Oh yeah, a drink.
Apple juice.
Yeah, I was about to say a drink of water because stay hydrated, people. It's great for your brain. So this has been awesome. It's been an amazingly scary month, and it's not over yet.
It's not. We have a few more days.
We do.
We have actual Halloween.
We do.
Hey.
Wait, that's enough. I don't want to pay for it. Just saying. And we also have a couple of great horror movies that we still haven't seen. Even The Shining is a kind of a great horror movie.
Shining is a classic.
Yeah, it's creepy. I don't know what I would call it. Suspense
thriller.
Yeah.
I mean, no, with twins horror.
Yes.
Anything with twins is horror. Anybody listening, I'm sorry if you have a twin.
Yeah. Yes.
But I'm afraid of you. Multiples freak me out.
Yeah, I'm not even a big fan of the Morris twins in the NBA.
I'm not.
That was a hint, people. That was a hint. Professional athlete. This isn't a Morris twin, but what sport does he play? Maybe the same sport that the Morris twins play. So I'm super excited. I'm super happy. I'm super proud. I mean, GOAT 2.0. Go listen to it if you haven't. It's awesome. It's the sound of the summer until Sleep puts out his next sound of the summer next summer. This has been great. Stay scary. Stay spooked. Try to figure out exactly who this is.
Oh, man.
I love all of this. I am so sorry I'm going to annoy all of you with this, but I'm very happy because this is awesome.
Oh, the Wilhelm scream.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the Wilhelm scream. On that spooky note, I want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Avid, for sponsoring the NeuroNerds, making us sound as amazing as we. I wanted to cut that short because, again, I don't want to pay for that either.
Pro Tools?
Pro Tools. Every episode is mixed in Pro Tools, and we really appreciate it. I appreciate Felice for being my incredible significant other and the producer and editor of the show. Big shout out to Lauren Manzano. Follow her at Lauren L. Manzano. She might be the scariest woman I've ever known in my life because every time I'm around her, I fear for my safety. Big shout out to Sleep. You can reach Sleep at Sleep Vision, Sleep Deez.
Yeah, Sleep Vision on Instagram. Best place to reach me.
Boom. And if you want to be entertained, follow this dude on Twitter. I'm in stitches. Every time I listen to him, I sound like this. And every once in a while like this. Hit us up at the NeuroNerds everywhere. Hit me up at Joso Rocks. Reach out. Say hi. I'm still doing my Brain Buddy reach out. I'm getting close to day 31, and I've made, I think, 17 new Brain Buddies, which has been amazing. I'll reach out to you. Check your DMs. Reach out to me. I'm very friendly. I'm pretty awesome. I'm very humble. I love you guys. For the NeuroNerd adjacent, the NeuroNerds out.